Today we got two insanely powerful villains in the DC universe going head to head. Larfleeze versus Monarch. Who comes out on top? Well, let's find out. Larfleeze was the first being to tap into the orange light of Avarice, and the keeper of the Orange Lantern Corp. The orange light has the ability to create orange light replicas or constructs based upon the identities of those it kills. Since Larfleeze is too greedy to share his rings, he instead uses the ring's abilities to create an army of orange lantern constructs which deface his foes. And his connection to the power battery allows him to maintain the constructs indefinitely, as long as he devotes attention to doing so. But a one-shot Atrocitus, the leader of the Red Lantern Corps, and is powerful enough to defeat, kill, or corrupt Green Lanterns, Controllers, and even Brainiac, and add them to his Orange Lantern Corps. Larfleeze has defeated Hal Jordan, who is arguably the strongest member of the Green Lantern Corps, and overwhelm Hal even when he had Green and Blue Lantern Ring, and defeat Kyle Rayner, who was channeling the powers of the emotional spectrum. Larfleeze is even powerful enough to defeat the Guardians of the Universe, and all the gods in the House of Tuatha. His Lantern constructs are powerful enough to restrain multiple Green Lanterns, and even hold back the Guardians. He's one of the most powerful villains in the DC universe, and is arguably the greatest Green Lantern Corps villain, even being able to amp his power up to 100,000%. So, let's forget one corner, the powerful and greedy Larfleeze. But, in the ring, the corner, tyrant from the future, Monarch. Monarch is a tyrant from a rather unpleasant future, where it soon realized that he was originally one of Earth's renowned heroes who fell to the dark side and became evil. Monarch has immense superhuman strength, to the point where it's on par and possibly even beyond the likes of Silver Age Superman and Martian Manhunter, some of the strongest beings in all of comics. He's easily defeated Lobo, beat 3 different versions of Superman and Wonder Woman simultaneously, is incapable of going one-on-one with Guardian-charged Superman Prime. His metal quote-unquote skin is almost totally indestructible. He's resistant to essentially all forms of damage, and to date, the only ones who have injured Monarch are Earth-16's Christopher Kent and Superman Prime. Monarch is also able to fly at incredibly fast speeds, launch energy blasts from his eyes and hands, and his energy absorption is almost second to none, being able to absorb major force in every other Captain Atom in the DC multiverse. Monarch also has some energy manipulation abilities. He's capable of rendering energy-based foes incapable of using their powers, and is able to travel ahead in time for a limited period, although it does require great concentration and strain on his part. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, I've had people requesting a Larfleeze matchup for quite some time now. I know I wanted to do a Larfleeze fight too, but I can never quite settle on a good matchup for the guy. I wanted someone we hadn't seen him before, someone who can single-handedly match the power of an entire Lantern Corps, and then it hit me. Monarch, the tyrant villain from the future. So who's coming out on top here? Well, that's what we're going to find out. Also, just a note, if Larfleeze does manage to breach Monarch's containment suit, well, for this fight, there's going to be no negative repercussions for that. In comics, when Superman Prime did it, well, it destroyed the entire universe, which would obviously take Larfleeze out of the fight too, and allow Monarch to kill him from beyond the grave. But that's not going to happen here. No, if Larfleeze does like Superman Prime and breaches the suit, well, it's just a victory for Larfleeze. So with that out of the way, first things first, like always, physicality. Who's stronger and more powerful here? Well, Monarch is obviously insanely strong, to an almost unrivaled degree. He's been able to casually defeat multiple Supermen at once, specifically the Red Sun Superman, Dark Knight Returns Superman, and Earth-16 Superman, Christopher Kent. He's effortlessly beaten multiple Supermen and Wonder Woman at once, and Monarch has even defeated 3 Supermen and all the Captain Atoms from across the multiverse, all at once. Probably most impressively, Monarch even managed to fight against Superman Prime, version Superboy Prime, and to power from the Guardians of Oa. Was even capable of holding back a punch in Prime in the palm of his hand. That's highly impressive, as Superboy Prime, in his normal form, is powerful enough to take on entire teams of heroes at once, bust through a giant Green Lantern construct created by the entire Green Lantern Corps, and even killed 32 Green Lanterns all by himself. But here's the thing about Larfleeze. He's not coming to this fight alone. He's got an entire Lantern Corp of powerful constructs at his beck and call. Just one or two of these constructs are strong enough to restrain high-tier Lanterns like Hal Jordan, John Stewart, Kyle Rayner, who's sharing the entire emotional spectrum, and even Guardian of the Universe. They battled against and quickly overwhelmed the new Guardians, battled against and took down the Blue Lantern Corps, even fought against the Green Lantern Corps and the Guardians of the Universe. And Larfleeze definitely isn't above summoning an army, just dogpiling on his opponent. In fact, it's more often than not going to be one of his go-to strategies in a fight. Then Larfleeze by himself is strong enough to kill a Brainiac, overwhelm Hal Jordan who both the Green and Blue Lantern rings, and Larfleeze is weak to Blue Lanterns. He's matched up against Kyle Rayner, who is showing the entire emotional spectrum, and even smashed Krona, a Guardian of the Universe, who was amped with the emotional spectrum too. Larfleeze has even overwhelmed the whole Guardians of the Universe, and even defeated gods before. So yeah, both are insanely strong. And while Monarch might be stronger on his own, Larfleeze has got a real nice advantage in that he's not on his own in this fight. So about durability, well, Monarch is insanely tough and durable. So much so that he's often able to take attacks from high-powered heroes just while standing still. He's not fazed by 3 Supermen and 2 Wonder Woman. He's taken attacks from 52 Captain Atoms, and 3 Green Lanterns can't even move him. Monarch has taken attacks from Christopher Kent, Harbinger, someone who's defeated 3 Justice Leagues, and Superman Prime. However, Monarch's main weakness when it comes to durability is his armor and containment suit. If this is breached, well, it's going to be serious trouble for Monarch. So what does it take to breach this suit? Well, Monarch himself has said that all 52 monitors couldn't even scratch the paint on his armor. That's obviously a lie. A big-time lie. For starters, when Superman Prime finally got angry in their fight and began to go all out, he was able to rip apart Monarch's chest with his hands, causing Monarch's full power to be released and destroy the entire universe. Now, like we said, the after effect isn't going to happen here, but it's clear that a being on Superman Prime's level is capable of breaching the suit. But it doesn't necessarily end there. Nope, just gets worse for Monarch. Let's take a look at his fight against the 3 Green Lanterns. Now, Monarch started off this fight remarkably well, not even moving when being attacked, easily empowering the GLs, that sort of thing. But then Bruce Wayne, the Green Lantern from Earth 32, removed the safeties on his ring, unleashed a point-blank blast to Monarch's head, which, surprise surprise, ruptured his containment suit and caused Monarch to freak out with a small explosion. I'm betting that Larfleeze is more powerful than one Green Lantern from a different universe. Is more on skill Superman Prime in power, will be able to do some serious damage to Monarch's containment suit as well. I mean, like we already showed, Larfleeze is powerful enough to injure Krona while he's essentially a White Lantern, and even overwhelm all the Guardians of the Universe at once. So about Monarch's Energy Blast. I mean, this is a being of pure energy that, if it was ever unleashed, it would destroy the entire universe. Could Monarch use that insane level of power to just overwhelm Larfleeze and beat him into submission? Well, for starters, as just a warning shot, he casually destroyed the entire continent of North America. He's able to unleash a nuclear bomb level blast, just a little bit of his power. He can beat alternate versions of Superman, just one blast, and kill a monster who is beating Ion Kyle Rayner, just one blast too. Monarch has even easily wiped out and killed countless heroes in the DCU with his energy blast, and even injured Superman Prime with his attacks, which is highly impressive, seeing as how Superboy Prime managed to survive attacks from Guardian of the Universe and destruction of the War World. Monarch can even manipulate energy as well. He's able to catch an energy attack on a monitor and also teleport other characters around the multiverse against their will. However, here's the problem with all this. While Monarch has some crazy energy powers, Larfleeze has a hard counter to this, as he's able to casually drain energy from others. Even his contracts can absorb this energy too. Across the entire DC universe, there's nothing quite like Larfleeze's army of constructs, as able to absorb Green Lantern constructs, energy blasts from Guardians of the Universe, and even magic in the forms of energy. Monarch is even literally a being consisting of pure energy, so that won't play out well in this fight against Larfleeze either. Then to cap it all off, Larfleeze has the unique ability to manipulate and steal an opponent's soul. which is an instantaneous process, and she doesn't require Larfleeze to do anything but just be near the person. Monarch has never shown any reason to soul manipulation or someone literally stealing his soul, and seeing as Larfleeze is able to casually do this against gods right at the beginning of a fight, nothing is going to stop Larfleeze from doing the exact same thing here. So, end of the day, who wins? Well, Monarch is obviously insanely powerful, a definite high-tier team buster. He's got more raw power than Larfleeze does, considering that he's able to destroy the entire universe with his powers fully unleashed. However, Larfleeze is just as insanely powerful, considering he will take down entire Lantern Corps and go up against Guardians of the Universe by himself. But more importantly, Larfleeze has got some assets in this fight that Monarch just can't counter. For starters, he's got an army of contracts similar to high-tier heroes on his side. He's got the ability to drain all sorts of energy. Monarch is just literal energy, and is even able to manipulate and steal an opponent's soul, forcing him to serve in his Orange Lanterns for all eternity. Those are things that Monarch just can't fight against or overcome with his raw power, and it's ultimately going to allow Larfleeze to come out on top. Larfleeze wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sound off in the comments down below. Also, be sure hit that like button, subscribe button, turn notifications on the DanCo army, and I will see you all next time.